Welcome, Pro Wrestling Spotlight Nation, Tru Heels, our Tru Heels YouTube channel. Welcome to the Pro Wrestling Spotlight presents Tru Heel Heat 17. We are going to be reviewing the amazing, the incredible, the history-making all-in event that we were live to witness in Chicago, Illinois on the last Tru Heel Heat, where we previewed All In. We're going to be reviewing all the news and events that happened, as well as previewing the WWE Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, as well as New Japan Pro Wrestling Destruction Tour. So a lot on tap for today. My name is SP3. Are you guys ready for Tru Heel Heat? But I think we're missing somebody. So I do want to introduce somebody who has a very, very special day. Tru Heel Heat 17 is not all about All In's amazing event. It's not all about the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view this Sunday. Not all about the New Japan Pro Wrestling Destruction Tour that started this morning, Saturday. It is all about the man who started from the bottom, but has made his way to the top to be that guy. The guy. The man on the top of the mountain. He is petty. He is loud. He is obnoxious. And he is angry with all things WWE, especially you WWE marks. He turns the bright young age of 65 years old today. He is the one, the only, top guy, JJ! I should have known that would be a song business. I should have known.
Thank you for this well-deserved.
Adrenaline in my soul, every fight out of control. Do it all to get them all defeat.
It's just for you, my friend.
I
should have got this man to thank.
I should have known that. I should have known that the show would continue. It wasn't enough.
Whoa! And my father said, when I was younger, hard time breathing a man.
Yes, happy birthday, top guy, JJ. He is Tru Heel Heat's nightmare. Yes, happy birthday to you.
Thank you, sir.
After I give you that great introduction, you have to ruin it with that song choice. But
that is literally the best song in professional wrestling right now. You cannot deny the kingdom. You cannot deny the kingdom. The pop that shit got at All In.
Well, it definitely wasn't for me.
Of course it wasn't.
No, it wasn't for me.
Of course it wasn't.
All In was so amazing. We're going to get to my long-standing rivalry with Cody a little bit later, but we want to know, how do you feel on your birthday? My great introduction that I gave you on your... And you haven't made an intro on Tru Heel Heat in so long. It's been a while since you were on that troll train known as Jinder Mahal, and you made those entrances. So I'm happy that you got an entrance on your day, sir.
That was very greatly appreciated, sir. It was one of the best introductions I've ever had, probably the best one. Thank you very much. And okay, but I'm not quite 65. Like, damn, like you put decades on my life.
I was just trying
Jesus Christ. He's definitely right though. Fuck WWE, right? You know what I mean?
I was trying to get you the AARP card that Undertaker got.
I don't want that shit.
No,
I'm not on the AARP train. Like, I'm not on this Taker train. That shit is making me hate WWE even more.
And we're gonna get to all of that, but first, we gotta start things off with the Tru Heel roll call. This is the part of the show where we go through everyone on the Tru Heels group page, those people that are members of the Tru Heel group page. You can become a member by typing in TRU space HEELS and become a member of the Tru Heels group page today. But these are the people that are making the conversations happen. These are our conversation starters on the Tru Heels group page. We want to shout out, firstly, Robert Ogden, who are on the Tru Heels group page. Steve Gerwick, who's always giving us our female of the day. Just remember, Steve, you have to put hashtag PervPack approved. That's how those go through clearance, and they get more attention that way. The Negro Baby Buck, Nick Jackson. No relation to the actual white Nick Jackson, but the Negro Baby Buck, Nick Jackson, and Julian Bell. Those are our conversation starters on the Tru Heels group page. But a couple of more folks we want to shout out. Maurice Williams, who is a member of the Taker Defense Force.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna get into that.
I've seen a little bit of that.
Yeah, I've been seeing way too much of that.
And interestingly, very bad.
It's really bad. I don't know what you guys are thinking protecting this man and giving him the pass that I've been talking about, that I talked about on Heated Opinions.
Oh, we'll get into that.
Okay.
Oh, we'll get into that.
Michael Steinberg, who me and him, we went back and forth about Mount Rushmores in professional wrestling. So thanks to Michael, we're going to make that one of our topics on the Tru Heel Debate of the Day in the future. And Mark Haskins, Vin B, my very good friend, and he's the tag team partner of Bruno A.B., Chris Laftree, who we saw over in Chicago, my good friend, even though he's a CM Punk lover, and Tru Heel Steven. Those are our members for the Tru Heel Roll Call on Tru Heel Heat 17. Anyone else you want to shout out before we move on to our top news?
I want to send special shout outs because we had a hell of a time in the Chi. I'm still on a high from Chicago. Shout outs to the Stat King.
Yes.
Because he was a great guest host with us, sporting my boy's shirt. You know, the one that, this guy chose. The one this guy chose. And a special shout out to the lovely, to the beautiful, the goddess of the Tru Heels, Tru Heel Mimi. It was so awesome to finally have you back on Tru Heel Heat. One, yes, I love the fact that you came in as the badass. I love it. Just blowing smoke all in his face, getting liquor spilled all over him. Just came in here like a bat out of hell. Unfortunately, which is kind of what got her removed again. He called the cops again to get her arrested.
How do you get suspended for something and then come on camera doing the same thing that you got suspended for?
Because she's extreme.
Just wasn't very smart.
She's extreme.
She
does not give a fuck about the rules, and neither do I. That is why I love her to death, and thank you for that guest appearance, because damn, I still remember what that dress was the shit. Damn, she was fine as hell that night too.
Anywho,
right.
we want to also shout out Ace Porter of the Wrestle Cave, who joined us on Tru Heel Heat 16, and a very
Black Bray,
and a very special shout out to the new admin on the Tru Heels group page, the creator of those obnoxious, those annoying, and those still to be sued over Cody Chose Me shirts. Josh Marrero, Heel Marrero, our new admin on the Tru Heels group page. Welcome to the Tru Heels creative team. Welcome to the admin team. Welcome, Josh. But no more t-shirts trolling SP3.
Oh, that's what got you on the admin team for being so awesome with it. And it was finally a pleasure to actually get to meet you in Chicago, so it was actually good to bump into you. You and your awesome, beautiful fiance. It was a really good time to actually meet you guys, and welcome to the admin team, because how you got there trolling is how you need to keep rolling with the trolling, because that shit was beautiful. Best shirt you ever made.
At least it's funny, creative trolling.
Yes.
And that's the only type that we accept. But moving on, let's go into our top news. And speaking of All In, we've been talking about it a lot. Two guys that made their impact at All In was Pentagon Jr., who went one-on-one with the IWGP Heavyweight Champion Kenny Omega.
Zero Metal.
And his brother, Phoenix, who was in the main event 6-man tag team matchup that we're going to get into in a little bit. But these two men have actually in the news lately because right now they are in the rumor mill basically as WWE's top targets. They are the next signees that WWE are scouting and looking at to come over to WWE and be a part of NXT. But the rumor right now is that their contract with Lucha Underground ends at the end of this season, which this season is pretty much about halfway through. So it does work out that they could be coming to WWE as early 2019. What are your thoughts on Fenix and Pentagon potentially coming to the WWE?
I hate it. I hate it. Like, I hate it. Like, they are almost never successful with the Lucha Libres in the WWE. Like, almost never. There's like a 0% success rate with these guys. Like, it just doesn't work with WWE because they so stereotype them and put them either together with each other. The fucking Lucha Bros. Like, are you kidding me right now?
Well, Lucha House Party.
The House Party.
Yeah,
the
Lucha House Party. Grand
like,
Metalik,
Jesus
Lindsay
Christ.
Dorado,
Like,
and Kalisto.
oh my God. So basically, Fenix would just become a part of the Lucha House Party, which is a fucking shame. And then Pentagon is just going to become... What is he going to become? The 2019 version of Andre Cien Almas for the first 2 years of his career? Like, it's so obnoxiously bad what they do to the Lucha Mexican wrestlers. Like, I hate it. And the fact that they're going to potentially come there, I understand that they're going to get the check. I understand that you need to cash out when you are hot. But I just can't stand this idea. I just don't like this thought of them coming there because Pentagon has never been hotter. He is one of the hottest things in the non-WWE scene. He is literally wrestling on pretty much every company. Yeah. And it's so awesome. He's never been bigger. He's never been hotter, and neither has been Fenix.
Exactly. They're on the rise right now. That's why WWE is even paying attention to them. And we want to hear what you guys have to say. The Tru Heels, Pro Wrestling Spotlight Nation, our subscribers on YouTube. Please put in the comment section your thoughts on Fenix and Pentagon and them potentially coming to the WWE. But I think you're absolutely right. This is not the right time for them to come over because it would steal a lot of their identity. Because Fenix is probably pound for pound one of the best in-ring performers in all of professional wrestling.
Yes.
The things that he can do in the ring, not a lot of people can do. His high-flying style is very unique, whereas someone like Ricochet was able to make that transition and he can stand out more on the NXT. I feel like because of the lucha background with Fenix, he's going to be put into that box of that nutshell of only being as far as the cruiserweight division. And then you have Pentagon, who a lot of people was like, Pentagon will go with Fenix to the 205 division. Pentagon's 250 pounds, first of all. That doesn't make any type of sense.
Facts.
And second of all, his style is not that high-flying style. Pentagon is more of a hard-hitting, hardcore type of style, which wouldn't work in WWE as well. So I think they're maybe a year and a half away before they can really come into WWE and NXT and make a huge impact. I mean, to be the devil's advocate, I do see a role for them being if they were to come in like January of 2019, because you got to understand, Undisputed Era is well on their way to the main roster. So that's a huge hole in the NXT tag division that needs to be filled, and who better to fill in that role than Pentagon and Fenix? I feel like Fenix and Pentagon are going to make a huge impact in NXT. It's just I worry about the main roster call-up.
Yeah, and I 100% agree. It's because I'm also afraid of the Undisputed Era coming to the roster too. Like, I'm so afraid of all of this because of how much of a shithole place WWE Creative is in with the biggest talent pool of roster they've ever had. There's so many fucking people that is getting wasted in the WWE right now. It is a damn shame. Like, they should be having the greatest product in the world. If you go down their top 25, 30 wrestlers, it is a who's who of the professional wrestling. And the fact that we're so stuck and we have to keep watching the same repetitive shit over and over, like they figured out a way to cycle back the Braun and Roman beef. Like, what the fuck? Well, like, come on.
At least they are basically building this up as their final meeting.
Final one last time.
We're not gonna get into
one last time, right?
Talk about last time ever and stuff like that, but. Yeah, they are actually, the wording that the announcers are saying are building it up as this is Braun and Roman's last meeting. So I will give them that. But what is like the best like matches, I guess, individually for Pentagon and Fenix and as a tag team that you would like to see if they did come over to WWE?
As a tag team, honestly, and people might be surprised by my answer. As a tag team, if they were a tag team, I would love to see them go against the Usos. I would love, that would be a hell of a match. That would be fucking awesome to me. That would be high flying spot fest. The Usos would be able to mesh. They'd be able to blend with them perfectly. Also, could see some great matches with the New Day. They have a lot of potential great link-ups as teams. Even I would love to see them battle the Revival. Like, I would love to see them against real tag teams, because the way the Pentagon and Fenix works together as a team, great team chemistry always creates great tag team wrestling. So I don't want to see shit like I'm not even talking about shit like the B team, like the Drew and Dolph pairing. I wouldn't really care about that.
Yeah,
I really wouldn't, because they're not a real team to me. They're just put together by WWE again. But
I feel you though. But yeah, I like that. I like the New Day and the Usos definitely would make a good matchup for the Lucha Bros. But the match I really want to see is the Lucha Bros versus Undisputed Era. Versus the combination of Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong with Pentagon and Phoenix.
How about them versus Mustache Mountain?
Mustache Mountain is another team I would love to see them against, because Tyler Bate in the ring with Pentagon, I feel would just
one strong boy.
That's a strong boy versus one boy with no fear. So that would be a great matchup, and even Phoenix as well. Phoenix in there, and then Trent Seven and Pentagon would make a good matchup. And I would love to see Pentagon and Phoenix versus The Bar. That I feel like they would have great chemistry together, and Cesaro is just amazing in the ring with anyone who's got talent, and especially the high flyers. So I feel like him and Phoenix would have great chemistry together as well.
Absolutely.
So. And then individually, I would say for Pentagon, I would love to see him in the ring with Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe or Kevin Owens. Someone who can work that hardcore, hard-hitting type of style with him. And then for Phoenix, I would love to see in there with Buddy Murphy. Buddy Murphy, who is probably pound for pound the most underrated wrestler in all of the WWE right now.
That's a fact.
So I feel like
I can't disagree with that.
Phoenix and Buddy Murphy would make a good matchup individually on the single side. And Spotlight Nation, Tru Heels, our YouTube subscribers, please put in the comment section the matchups you want to see with Pentagon and Phoenix as a team or as singles individually. We will definitely try to shout that out on the next Tru Heel Heat. So let's move on to our next top news item. We got WWE Axxess going into a dilemma right now, basically.
Good for them. Good for them.
So WrestleMania weekend, WrestleMania 35 weekend is coming to the New York, New Jersey area. WWE has it all planned out in MetLife Stadium for WrestleMania 35. All the major events, the Hall of Fame, NXT TakeOver, Raw, and SmackDown will be inside the Barclays Center, but they are going into a dilemma when it comes to WWE Axxess.
Good.
WWE Axxess, the last time they were in New York, were in Izon Center, but apparently Izon Center is not available to WWE this year. They looked into the Javits Center, which is basically New York City's biggest convention center, and apparently it's been booked for parts of that weekend as well. And they've also looked into the Lincoln Center area. Lincoln Center is more of a concert venue, so that doesn't really work out for the convention style. But what do you think about WWE Axxess dilemma and the news that Vince McMahon is meeting with MSG officials regarding that, as well as regarding this is the first time he's meeting with them since the G1 Supercard announcement and sellout?
Good for you, WWE. You dumb fucks. Good for you. This is what happens when you just think you got, you can sit there with your dick out and just think that you could just walk into any venue and then think that, oh shit, we're WWE, we're some badasses, we're the only company in the world, so nobody has any plans. Javits Center, I'm glad that the Javits Center is booked because that would have been the easy choice.
Yes.
Javits Center would have been the easy choice to go into because they are definitely clearly large enough to hold any Axxess event. If you ever been to the Javits Center, that place is fucking huge. So that would have been the easy spot. They just need to just fucking bite their bullets and they just need to just bring their ass back to the Barclays Center for the whole thing.
I don't even think
they just need to do it. Like, they just need to buck down and just go at Barclays Center. Hopefully they're not booked. MSG, they're not going to be able to do Axxess and run that into G1. That's going to be too crowded
Yeah.
It's gonna be too much going on.
But they have Thursday, Friday. I think they do stuff as well as that.
But you know WWE is lazy, so they're gonna just want to do that in one building, stay in one building, and then that's it. And they run Axxess for what, 4 days?
And that's why I said the Javits wouldn't be a good one, because if it's not available for that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, if it's only available for like a portion on Sunday, that doesn't even make any sense for the WWE, because they like to have it in one central place.
Do you see them potentially going to 2 different venues?
I can see them potentially trying to squeeze it into Lincoln Center. That's what I can. Yeah, I don't see how that works logistically. How that's gonna look and what type of
good for you, WWE dumb fucks. Good for you.
Do you see any potential in Vince McMahon throwing millions of dollars at MSG to try to oust ROH in New Japan? Of course, that would lead to a whole bunch of other problems. But do you even see Vince becoming that type of petty?
Oh yeah, that's probably what part of his meeting is about with the MSG. He's probably going to try to see how much money he could throw at them to get them out of there, to try to cancel that event, because he's that petty. He's already seen how All In's done. He's already seen how All In has literally almost changed the landscape of wrestling and the way people are watching and paying attention to the wrestling business. And the fact that G1 sold out in 2 days. 2 days. The one that people didn't think was going to sell out sold out in 2 fucking days. And now he's sitting there with his panties in a bunch, like, oh shit, like, this shit is really happening. Like, this company is really, in his turn, they're probably cock blocking his grapefruits.
They're nipping on his heels, and he's feeling it more and more because of that. But speaking of ticket sales, like you just mentioned, that brings us into our next top news item, which has to do with WWE Evolution. And currently, WWE Evolution, which is WWE's first major event, all-women's pay-per-view, coming up on October 28th, live from the Nassau Coliseum in Long Island, is currently not doing so well with the ticket sales. The ticket sales is about at, I think they said 60% capacity sold, and they still like 40% out there to be sold. And the rumored link card...
Is that the most like current to the...
I think that was the most current report that came out.
Because I heard that about a week ago, but maybe they probably upped it a little bit, hopefully.
Hopefully, but to make matters worse, for people who are paying attention online, the internet wrestling community, that would be us guys that are watching right now, you guys that are watching on YouTube on demand, the rumored link card for WWE Evolution has came out. I'm not going to spoil anything that is supposed to be coming up, which would primarily be the Mae Young Classic 2018. So I won't say the final matchup, but the finals of the Mae Young Classic is on this match card. I'm just going to skip over that because you already know that's going to be on the card. So here is the rumored linked card for WWE Evolution. This is just rumored. This is not guaranteed to be the card, but this is what's come out. You have Rhea Ripley versus Jenny versus Killer Kelly versus Dakota Kai in a 4-way for the NXT UK Women's Championship. They have a special announcement that they're going to make on the pay-per-view. Carmella is going to have a talk show featuring the Ladies of Glow. The Riot Squad will be in a 6...
Wait, are you kidding me right now?
Yes. The Riot Squad will be in a 6-woman tag team matchup against Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Ivory. We're going to have a 20-woman battle royal to determine who will verse Kairi Sane for the NXT Women's Championship later in the night. We will have an NXT Classic matchup rematch as Asuka will verse Ember Moon. We will have Naomi going one-on-one with Melina. Mickie James versus Lita. Kairi Sane versus the winner of the battle royal. Alexa Bliss versus Trish Stratus, which is one of the guaranteed matchups that's on the card. Alicia Fox and Kelly versus the Iconics, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, versus Beth Phoenix and Natalya for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, which have not been announced yet, but that is the rumored matchup to determine the first ever champions. Becky Lynch versus Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's Championship, and the main event, Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's Championship.
It's a god-awful card. It's a god-awful card. Now, if that's the card that's going into Evolution, it will not sell out.
No, I don't see
it's a god-awful card.
I don't see how that card is gonna sell out WWE Evolution.
You have all of these legends just thrown into these shitty-ass, non-meaningful matches.
Pretty much.
You got Ivory in an 8-woman tag, in an
6
8-woman.
woman,
It's
yeah.
like, what the hell?
And you
have Kelly coming back in a bullshit. And you have the Riot Squad.
I'm sorry, but the
what?
thing that stands out the most in that rumored card is the fact that Sasha and Bailey been building for a year. More than a year.
And they don't
feels
have a
like.
singles match.
More than a year for either them to have a singles match or them to be in that tag team championship battle royal, because they have the best build up for a team in this women's division. But they're not even in that match. They're in a 6-woman tag match that they've been doing for like the last 6 months. What we got, Pro Wrestling Spotlight Nation?
Jason Michael Campbell sees nothing wrong with that card.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with it, but there's nothing spectacular about it. This is supposed. If you put all of these women together, like, you need marquee matchups to make this card powerful and meaningful. And not for nothing, hearing Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey is like, what the fuck? Like, it's seriously.
That match is not for the crowd that's watching this. It's not for us. That match is for the Main Street crowd. So I get that 100%. Becky Lynch and Charlotte, that's continuing another rivalry, but nothing else.
That's the best match on the card.
I would
Becky
say
Lynch and Charlotte is the best match on the
I would say
card.
what the Mae Young Classic Finals is gonna be the best match on the card, and that's gonna be the match that gets like the type of fans that are watching right now, because we know of the women outside of the WWE. That's gonna be like the grabber for majority of the folks that are like the fans watching right now. The internet wrestling community that care about professional wrestling, that are genuine wrestling fans, that's going to be the match.
Where is Asuka?
Asuka's versus Ember Moon.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why?
That match makes no sense at all to me, and I don't get it. I don't want to get it.
They're not even on the same brand.
It's Raw versus SmackDown. Raw versus SmackDown right there.
Okay. So Alexa Bliss is fighting Trish Stratus.
Yes.
Why?
Because they randomly announced that about 2 weeks ago.
This is why it's doing bad. Everybody and their mama knows that it should have been Sasha Banks versus Trish Stratus. They had that little interaction at the Royal Rumble, the Women's Royal Rumble, and they should have remembered that shit from the crowd reaction, and that should have been a match.
What do you think they can do to improve?
Have better matches.
To improve the ticket sales.
And they have still yet to hype up and build this pay-per-view. They're just throwing matches coming off of a commercial break. They're just throwing shit off their Twitter release. Like, there's no Evolution build-up whatsoever right now. It is all about Hell in a Cell.
Well, I think WWE is just making it blatantly clear that this is only just a PR move.
And
this
then,
is a PR move posing
and then,
as a B pay-per-view.
And then, dude, right after that, they're still building Hell in a Cell, and they're making matches for the fucking Super Show.
The Superstar Showdown.
Like, what the fuck?
And Pro Wrestling Spotlight Nation, you got something for us?
Jason Michael Campbell again says, I absolutely loved the past we've used against the current ones. I'm not sure what he meant there. If you can elaborate, Jason.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, I'm not too sure what they're saying, but I heard a good point that someone made to me, and I agree with it 100%. If WWE took the time and the effort that they are putting into this last time ever matchup between Triple H and The Undertaker and gave a smidgen of that effort to building up this Evolution pay-per-view, then it would change the perception that a lot of people have for the Evolution pay-per-view.
You have a women's pay-per-view coming up, and it literally feels like it's going to be another glorified house show.
It does.
Like, they're not giving this any love or any cachet. Like, the Super Showdown is literally an offset global pay-per-view that they're doing exclusively on the network that literally is going to have no meaning.
I think Jason means that he loves the mix of the old ladies and the new ladies.
Okay, I get that, and I like that as well. But give us a story, WWE. That's what we're like. My whole gimmick last year on Tru Heel Heat was WWE booking in 2017, because none of the shit made sense. None of the shit made sense, so you just literally had to put a hashtag to it. Hashtag WWE booking in 2017. This year, I have not even took the time to make a hashtag for it.
They're just doing it to themselves.
They don't even put any effort to their creative. Why should I put any effort into making a hashtag for it?
It's so bad. Like, dude, like, and I understand that some of y'all probably appreciate it, but there's a reason why this card is nowhere near sold out yet. It's just because the lack of effort and the lack of quality that they're putting into these matches. Like, there needs to be, you want the old versus the new, so highlight these matches a little bit more. Like, you want to have somebody current. Like, how big of a name is Lita right now? Why couldn't it be Lita versus Alexa Bliss? Like, give Alexa Bliss somebody offset, but it's not going to steal what people want to see Trish Stratus in the ring.
I would like to see Trish versus Alexa, but I would have liked a story to build to it instead of her randomly announcing the match and then Trish making her little return in Toronto and them having a little promo exchange. Give us an actual story building to it, and I'll be into it.
And but the reason why it's so whack is because they don't have a story. Like, Sasha and Trish would have had something to go on leading into this pay-per-view.
I'll be honest with you. I don't even remember that little stare down you're talking about. That was like a blip on the radar in the overall women's Royal Rumble for me. It wasn't that memorable that I'm gonna be like, oh,
we
that
gotta
needs
take
to be the
stuff
match.
that happened during that Royal Rumble, because a lot of these women that was in that Royal Rumble are gonna be in the Evolution pay-per-view. That's when it's like you got is Molly Holly even in the pay-per-view?
No.
So,
I don't think so.
And she looked fantastic in the ring.
She looked great. She should be a part of the pay-per-view.
So, and it's so things like that, like, you know what I mean? It just doesn't feel like there's any effort into this pay-per-view. It really does. It feels effortless, and it just doesn't feel like they're giving them the cachet that they deserve.
Well, you guys, Pro Wrestling Spotlight Nation, Tru Heels, our YouTube subscribers, please put in the comments section what match you think that WWE Evolution needs to raise these ticket sales, to raise the perception for WWE Evolution. And we're going to shout you guys out. We're going to communicate with you, especially the YouTube subscribers. I've been replying to a bunch of y'all, so thank you for commenting on those YouTube videos. But please keep commenting and put in the match that you would like to see for WWE Evolution. So let's move on to what we've missed. And what we've missed, we previewed on Tru Heel Heat 16, the amazing, the huge, all-in pay-per-view. And boy, oh boy, was it amazing. We were there live in Chicago, Illinois, in the Sears Center. We witnessed 0 Hour, their 1 hour preview show that was on WGN America, and the almost, I think it was nearly 4 hour pay-per-view that followed. And I will say, in my humble opinion, I've been to many a live wrestling event. That was the greatest live wrestling event I've ever been to, because of the feeling in the air, the vibe. It was just like a huge party. It was like you were a part of a secret society that finally made it to the big time. And you come along on this journey the whole entire way, and to finally step foot in the arena and to finally see the big stage, see it come to fruition. It was just amazing from the moment I stepped in the building to the moment that I left. That was the best live event I've been to.
I completely concur pretty much with everything he just said. And I hate agreeing with him that much, but I've been going to events since 2005. Baby Seth and I went to ECW One Night Stand in 2005. That was literally the very first wrestling show I've ever been to, and till this day, that is neck and neck with All In my opinion, as absolutely the greatest show I have ever been to. And not because it's non-WWE. It was literally, you got everything in that event. You had a raucous crowd. You had amazing matches. You had great entertainment. You had great segments. You had nostalgia. You had it all. You had everything that you can ask for in a wrestling event. And then some. Like, it was so fantastic. And the fact that if anybody has been there, they are saying the exact same thing. Anybody that was a part of that 11,263 that was all in, we are all saying the same thing. Why? because it felt unique. It felt like something that we have never experienced before, way beyond the status quo of anything we've ever been to. That felt like NXT on another level. Like it was that good, in my opinion, and the opinions of many others. But there's gonna be some of the naysayers that be like, oh, this shit ain't. It wasn't even the best pay-per-view of the year. Like, just shut up. Just shut up.
I mean, in my eyes, it wasn't the best pay-per-view of the year. Like I said, it was the greatest live event I've ever been to. Well, do I say like it was the perfect pay-per-view or the best pay-per-view that I saw this year? No, of course. There's been New Japan's Dominion was great, and it was better than that. Wrestle Kingdom 12 was better than that. No, I'll even give it up to WWE. NXT TakeOver New Orleans was probably one of the best WWE events of all time. That was better than All In. But to be there live, you're not going to get that type of experience at Dominion in Osaka. You're not going to get that type of experience in Tokyo Dome in with 30,000 around you. You're not even going to get that with 60,000 around you at WrestleMania in New Orleans, or in that arena at the Smoothie King in New Orleans when Johnny Gargano beats Tommaso Ciampa. You're going to have that euphoric feeling for one match, but not a euphoric feeling for 5 hours. 5 hours of just a unique wrestling show brought to you by not only just wrestlers, but wrestling fans. Because Cody, Nick, Matt, Jackson, no matter what I feel about Cody Rhodes, there's no denying that he is a professional wrestling fan. And All In was about the professional wrestling fans getting their show. Getting a show that was dedicated to them and giving them every type of wrestling they wanted. You wanted old school, more traditional, bloody type of wrestling. You got that in Cody versus Nick Aldis. If you wanted the hardcore, big bumps and big spots, you got that in Janela and Hangman Page. If you wanted the sports entertainment, the spectacle, you got that with Joey Ryan's return and the entrance with the Dick Druids. If you wanted high-flying spots everywhere and the indie style, you got that in the main event. And if you wanted the big-time dream matchup, you got that in Pentagon versus Kenny Omega. Every type of wrestling that you could have wanted, you got at All In, and that's why it was the best professional wrestling live event I've ever been to. Simple as that. It was so good that after 2 years, booing him from the Hammerstein Ballroom, all the way to San Francisco at the Cow Palace, all the way to the Sears Center in Chicago, Illinois, even in New Orleans in between, and Philadelphia in between that, I ended my rivalry with Cody Rhodes. I tapped him on the shoulder. I told him I booed him from New York to San Fran to Chicago, but I said, thank you for All In. Thank you for tonight. And he said, jump in this picture with me. So you guys online on the Tru Heels group page, on the Spotlight Nation, and we'll even post it for our subscribers on YouTube. You can see the picture with me and Cody Rhodes. The rivalry, the feud is over. Cody and SP3 have come and made a truce.
So there's going to be a question from me for that. So basically, you just described everything that creates a perfect wrestling event. So how to a sense, just explain it to the viewers or to whoever has a question about it. So how, for something that was fantastic as All In, how was it not the pay-per-view of the year with everything you just added and named? How was any of the other shows better than that?
Well, to me,
because you didn't name any of that with NXT,
I mean, to me the best there was a few moments throughout the night that need to be highlighted, need to be talked about. Cody winning the NWA Championship, even though I was probably one of the out of the 11,000 plus that was standing and cheering him on, I was the one who sat down and was miserable during that. That is a moment that no one in that building will ever forget, and no one watching it will forget. Flip becoming All In and winning the Over the Budget Battle Royal was a great moment as well. Chris Jericho coming out and shocking the world. That was a huge moment and one of the biggest moments of the night. My favorite match of the night was Pentagon and Kenny Omega. But when it comes to building a pay-per-view, everything needs to happen at a right time, and from the pay-per-view viewing audience, that's not what happened. The pay-per-view ended abruptly because of the time scheduling, because this is three guys that have never produced a wrestling show before, especially a pay-per-view live on air. So the time management wasn't very well. So as soon as the 3 count ended, the show ended. So that's been a major gripe to All In. And I would say match placement on some things probably wasn't the best. I would have not put, even though I enjoy the match between Matt Cross and MJF, I don't think
should have not even been on the show.
I don't think it needs to be on the main show. It probably was better off on the pre-show.
Right.
But I
didn't even know that was a part of the show.
No one knew it was a part of the show. That's why when they made their entrance, especially that being the opening matchup, a lot of people were caught off guard. A lot of people were expecting, we're going to see Janela and Paige. We're going to see Amel versus Daniels. But no, we got MJF versus Matt Cross. We knew MJF would be on the show. Well, me, myself, the people that's been following along with this story and the build-up for All In. But I didn't know he was going to be in the first match on the card. I probably would have took that out. And probably like the match placement on some things, I wouldn't have put maybe like Cody and Nick Aldis. I wouldn't have followed that with Janela and Paige, me, myself, because that was like kind of the emotional moment, and like the beginning of Janela and Paige, the crowd wasn't into it because they were just coming down from that high from Cody winning. So just stuff like that, I just would have changed it, and that's why it's not the match of the year. I mean the pay-per-view of the year. The best match of the night, in my opinion, was Pentagon and Kenny Omega. Was that as good as Kenny Omega versus Okada from Dominion, or Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho from Wrestle Kingdom, or Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa from TakeOver New Orleans? No. That match is not better than those 3 matches. So those 3 pay-per-views have a match that I rate higher. Those pay-per-views, especially TakeOver New Orleans, I would say top to bottom, that is one of the easiest pay-per-views to get through. So that's why I rate that a little bit higher. Wrestle Kingdom, you had the 4-way with the junior heavyweight title that I put above any match at All In. Naito versus Okada that I put above any match at All In. And the same with Dominion with Jericho and Naito and the Young Bucks versus LIJ. I put those 2 matches above any match at All In. But it's not about saying to take any gripe from All In. All In is still up there, top 10 shows of the year, but as well as best pay-per-view, no, I would not say it's that.
I agree. I just wanted to get that clarification just for anybody that had any questions about that, because as a pay-per-view, it wasn't the pay-per-view of the year, but it was definitely the best show I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Just from being there.
And if you guys, Pro Wrestling Spotlight Nation, the Tru Heels, are YouTube subscribers, please put in the comment section your thoughts on All In. What was your favorite moment of the night? I also want to shout out Jay Lethal with the Black Machismo entrance. That was amazing. That was
my entrance of the night.
Yeah, that was one of the best.
People love that wrestling. People love the Joey Ryan penis shit, but my entrance of the night was Black Machismo coming out.
What do you think about I would say the things that have surprised me the most coming out of All In is that it seems like the most talked about things is Joey Ryan's entrance and the rest in penis. And two people that probably weren't supposed to have that big of a spotlight, but have been getting a lot of buzz coming out of All In, which was the little exchange between Cage and Jordan Grace in the Over the Budget Battle Royal, and Jordan Grace pretty much stealing the show in the Over the Budget Battle Royal.
That was actually pretty fun. It was really fun. It was just a really, really, like, all of this stuff. There's nothing bad I'm gonna get to say about All In, because it delivered everything that I wanted in a show for being there. But the fact that has gotten as much praise as it's gotten, and it was received as well as it was received, that's a kudos to the wrestling fans. It's a kudos to you guys, because you guys are starting to think outside the box a little bit. You guys are starting to appreciate other stuff other than the status quo of Vinnie Mac and his shit.
We don't have to eat the shit that Vinny gives us. He gives us on a plate, but we don't have to
let's keep it up. Thank you guys for actually starting to appreciate other stuff. We don't gotta bash one to love the other one, but at the same time, I'm not gonna sit here and praise the fucking ground that this piece of shit is walking on when he puts out bad shit. Like, fuck out of here. Like, it's dumb. Like, no.
And we'll rag on New Japan and ROH if they give us bad shit as well. Don't worry. Top Guy JJ is an equal opportunist when it comes to that. Happy birthday, Top Guy JJ. But anywho, we also had this morning, and we're going to get into what's happening, what's going on next, is the New Japan Destruction Tour. That is the next big tour from New Japan, coming out of the G1 Climax, coming out of all those guys that were on the All-In card. So this morning was a big, huge matchup. It was the 5th matchup ever between Tomohiro Ishii and the IWGP Heavyweight Champion Kenny Omega. And Kenny Omega, in another classic, got the victory. I know probably a lot of you guys that are watching right now haven't got the chance to watch it. Me, myself, I only was able to watch that match. I wasn't able to watch the rest of the card. But that match, you need to go out of your way to watch it. These guys came in 2-2 going into this match. And this was like basically the tiebreaker. So what was your thoughts like going into Tomohiro Ishii versus Omega? Have you seen them wrestle before?
I have. Okay, so I have not seen them fight before, and just hearing it sounded like it was gonna be a very, very big time match, and it was it the best of the series?
No. I would say their match last year in Long Beach to determine the IWGP US champion was my favorite, or probably their G1 match from this year where Ishii beat Omega was probably my favorite. But this one was another great match.
And this just happened this morning.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I definitely wasn't gonna see that this morning. I had too many shots and too much alcohol last night, so that was definitely not happening.
Celebrating his birthday the right way.
Yeah, I brought it in proper.
But the Destruction Tour is not over after this morning. There are 2 big, huge tours coming up. Destruction in Beipu. It's got Goto going one-on-one with Taishi for the Never Openweight Championship. And in the main event is Tetsuya Naito versus Minoru Suzuki. So Goto versus Taishi, if you don't know these two, Taishi is a part of Suzuki Gun. His gimmick is that he is a pop singer who lip sings. He's got his little valet that he comes out to the ring with, that's his backup singer, and he hits people over the head with his mic stand that he comes out lip singing to, which is pretty cool. And he's going to be versing Hiroki Goto, who has been the Never Openweight Champion ever since Wrestle Kingdom, actually. He defeated Suzuki at Wrestle Kingdom to become the Never Openweight Champion. And this is... No, actually, he actually lost it to Michael Elgin back at Dominion, and then he beat Elgin to win it back 6 days later. So this is now his 3rd run as Never Openweight Champion. Any thoughts on Goto? I don't know if you're too familiar with Taishi.
Well, I love this I call the Never Openweight the troll belt. So, like, I
call it the troll belt.
Like, dude, it's called Never Openweight. Like, what the fuck is that?
Because New Japan is always structured by its weight division. Heavyweight, junior heavyweight.
I know, but
Never Openweight is open to everyone.
Right, so it's basically their version of the X Division title.
Pretty much. Like, it's their X Division.
I mean, like, why is the name so complicated? Never Openweight. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what the fuck? That's a troll belt, yo. Like, just give it a simple name, Never Openweight, and the belt says Never on there. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, if it was just the Never title, it would sound better.
The belt says Never on there. Like, it says Never on there. Like, I'm never gonna be a real champion. Like, that's what the belt looks like.
That's so disrespectful to the illustrious
Am I lying?
champion.
The belt says Never on there.
Kota Ibushi, Tetsuya Naito. These guys have all won it. Minoru Suzuki.
And they couldn't wait to get rid of that shit so they could never wear it again.
That's how he feels about the Never Openweight title. Who you got with Naito versus Suzuki?
I'm definitely going with Naito. I mean, I gotta go with Naito, you know what I mean? I'm definitely going on the side of Tranquilo, you know.
Tranquilo.
Gotta go on that, man.
What does the nation feel, and what does the Tru Heel
Naito
say?
was due for a win, right? I mean, he just lost his Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
He's been jobbing pretty much all year. Like, let him get some love, yo. Like, come on.
He's got to win eventually.
Yo, when people start doing that shit, they just gonna open their eyes and see loser. Like, he's gonna have to get a W at some point.
So he's just throwing the L's at Naito right now. So what does the nation feel?
Am I lying, nation?
What do you guys say?
Steve Salvage says his birthday was yesterday, so happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday, my brother.
There we go.
Virgo season.
Steve Salvage, our good friend of Tru Heel Heat. Thank you for the birthday.
I hope you brought it in the way I brought it in, because I'm still feeling that shit.
You could tell by his foul language. So yeah, and then after Bamboo,
is my curse meter on? Because I'm pretty sure it's pretty fucking high right now.
We got Destruction in Kobe. Destruction in Kobe is headlined by Kushida versus Bushi in the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title tournament, as well as the big one, Tanahashi versus Okada. The series that defines New Japan continues as they will fight for the shot at the IWGP Heavyweight Championship at the Tokyo Dome at Wrestle Kingdom. Who do you got in this big matchup? Well, first, let's go into Kushida versus Bushi. So the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tournament is basically of the 4 past IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champions. So the past champion since Hiromu Takahashi won the title back at Dominion, he won it from Will Ospreay. Ospreay won it from Marty Scurll back at Wrestle Kingdom. Marty Scurll won it from Ospreay, who Ospreay won it from Kushida, and Kushida beat Bushi to get that title. So the 4 past champions are in this tournament. We got Bushi versus Kushida, and Ospreay versus Scurll will go on September 30th at Fighting Spirit Unleashed. Who you got with Kushida versus Bushi?
Ibushi's just been on such a hot streak lately.
Well, not Ibushi.
No, Bushi. My bad. LIJ, my bad. I like Kushida. I like Kushida going into this one. I just it's hard to ever pick against Kushida. Like, it's hard to I like this cat so much. I like his just regular, just down the. He basically looks like an American wrestler. He has the gets like us. He's just so common with it. I love his style. It's hard for me to ever pick against Kushida, so I'm going to Kushida.
I'm gonna also go Kushida. We're gonna talk about on the next Tru Heel Heat the next big matchup, which is gonna be Scurll versus Ospreay at Fighting Spirit Unleashed on our next Tru Heel Heat, which will be at the end of the month. But I feel like Kushida needs to be in this finals. Kushida has been laying low for the past couple of months as Ospreay has become the ace of the junior heavyweight division, and then Hiromu had that great run in the Best of the Super Juniors as well as at Dominion. Hiromu's injury leaves the door open for Kushida to raise back up, and this is his big opportunity. I think this is going to be a great match, and Kushida gets to win.
Agreed.
But this match is even bigger. Tanahashi versus Okada. This one is huge because Tanahashi has not beaten Okada since January 4th, 2015. 3 years he has not defeated Okada. If Okada wins, he then goes on to get the shot at Wrestle Kingdom 13. So we will see Okada versus Omega, or we will see Omega versus Tanahashi. Who do you got?
I've been going back and forth about this match for a long time. I think the unexpected is going to happen. I think Okada is going to beat Tanahashi again and basically ruin Tanahashi's dream of finally beating him and getting another main event at Wrestle Kingdom. So you're going to see probably the 5th and final match between Okada versus Omega. I think that it's just bound to happen with Okada being the challenger.
I got Tanahashi winning. I feel like Tanahashi and Omega was a fresh matchup that I didn't think of at all when the G1 started. When the G1 started, I think everyone had their eyes pegged on Okada making his redemption or Ibushi finally getting to the forefront, into the summit. And then out of nowhere, that old man, that old ace, the old gunslinger came out of nowhere and won the entire G1. And I feel like it's his destiny to main event Wrestle Kingdom one last time against the new ace, Kenny Omega. But he has to defeat Okada, something he hasn't done in 3 years to get there. The story fits for Tanahashi to win this and then go on and versus.
And what happened to Naito this year?
Oh, of course.
What happened to Naito?
Naito is Exhibit A when it comes to someone getting the great build-up, only to lose.
That's why I'm going Okada, because I just see New Japan doing the unexpected yet again. Like, it seems like the perfect story that Tanahashi is finally gonna get that one leg up on him, but I just see another hurdle coming for the ace.
We got
another one.
next Sunday, September 23rd, it is Destruction in Kobe, Tanahashi versus Okada, and we're gonna be
a classic.
Tru Heel Heat 18, and we're gonna talk about the entire Destruction tour, what happens in Beipu, what happens in Kobe. We're gonna talk about it on Tru Heel Heat 18. So put in the comment section who you think is gonna win Tanahashi versus Okada in Kobe on September 23rd. And finally, we got up next our preview and predictions for WWE Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell this Sunday, tomorrow, Sunday, September 16th. It is going to be live on the WWE Network and pay-per-view, WWE Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. And I'll be honest with you, regardless of what we say about WWE, this honestly on paper is a very, very, very good card. Top to bottom,
it actually is.
Top to bottom, it's a very, very good card. So we're gonna just go through these. We're gonna run through these. We want to hear your predictions and previews in the comment section. Pro Wrestling Spotlight Nation, Tru Heels, our subscribers, please put the biggest moment that is gonna come out of Hell in a Cell, and hopefully we'll see the best one when we're done with our preview and predictions. But let's start off with the only non-title match on the card. It is gonna be the Battle of the Married Couples. We will have Daniel Bryan teaming with his lovely wife Brie to verse The Miz and Maurice in a mixed tag team matchup. Who do you got?
I see the couple. I see the Danielsons. I see Brie and Daniel winning this one.
Okay.
Because it's gonna set up for a rematch for The Miz and DB. Because if they beat DB and Brie again, there's literally no reason for The Miz to step into the ring with Daniel Bryan anymore. So the only reason that this feud is gonna continue is that they have to get a leg up. They gotta get a win. It's the only way this feud is gonna continue.
Now, I predicted, you were right in our SummerSlam predictions. You did predict The Miz to beat Daniel Bryan for our SummerSlam predictions. I predicted Daniel Bryan to win. Now, seeing how the landscape has come to fruition and the fact that WWE is booking 3 shows at once, we already know that Miz and Bryan will verse at Superstar Showdown in a number 1 contenders match on October 6th. So, regardless of what happens at Hell in a Cell, that match is already booked.
Mm-hmm.
So, I am going to say Miz and Maurice get the victory in this one because I see Miz and Maurice winning there. I see The Miz defeating Daniel Bryan at Superstar Showdown. So it becomes
ownership.
Because it's gotta be. We have to build up the story that Daniel Bryan can't beat The Miz. So Miz wins at Superstar Showdown, becomes number 1 contender. Miz eventually is the man that defeats AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. Daniel Bryan wins the Royal Rumble, and we finally have Bryan beat Miz at WrestleMania 35.
That's the trick of Daniel Bryan and Brie winning the mixed tag match because Brie can get the victory over Maurice.
No, and that's why I see them losing. So, Maurice is gonna pin Brie because Brie is botch mode.
That main event of SmackDown.
That was god awful, but everything Brie Butler touches is god awful right now.
SmackDown. Let's talk about it.
Let's move on. Raw.
Isn't there one other non-title match during this?
Not that I'm aware of, but I do know on the pre-show we got the SmackDown Tag Team Championships will be on the line, as it will be the New Day defending against Rusev Day. Who do you got?
Definitely going with New Day retaining. This is like an easy one. New Day, the Rusev Day thing is just starting to get buried slowly and surely. Like
they actually been building them up to this title match. They're the only team that had a story in that tag team tournament.
Yeah, but I mean, you probably feel it even in the arenas. Like the Rusev Day thing is just not as loud as it used to be. I just feel like the buzz is going down a little bit on it.
Because it's
I'm definitely going with New Day.
It's back then, before it was, the fans fighting against what WWE's booking. Now WWE has said, okay, Rusev Day are faces. Now the fans are not cheering as much. Because it's not against what WWE wants. Exactly. That's WWE fans in 2018 in a nutshell. But anyway, I see the New Day winning because I see they've been building up that Aiden English has been trying to get the approval of Rusev, which in WWE speaks means that Aiden English is about to turn on Rusev. So I see the New Day winning and then Aiden English beating down Rusev afterwards and officially making his heel turn. Raw Tag Team titles, we got the team of Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler, the new champions, defending against the WWE Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose of The Shield. What do you got?
Man, so again, I see Dolph and Drew retaining, which this is going to be, I believe, the start to the demise of The Shield, which people's been waiting for this Dean turn at some point. Not going to happen on Sunday, but the loss is going to start to build some tension. Things are going to start happening, start materializing, so by Royal Rumble, they're probably in a feud. I definitely see Drew and Dolph retaining, not to their abilities, but due to a mistake between Seth and Dean.
I could see that as well. I see Drew and Dolph getting the victory, only because they just won the titles. I see this. They're going to do a series on pay-per-view. I know they have the 6-man tag team match scheduled with Drew, Dolph, and Braun versus The Shield at Superstar Showdown, but I can see them continuing all the way up until Survivor Series with this one. So Drew and Dolph got the win in that one. We got, in my opinion, the main event of the evening, because this woman is the main event anytime she's on the goddamn show. For the Raw Women's Championship, we got Alexa Bliss defending against our Lord and Savior, the UFC Hall of Famer and the reigning, defending, undisputed Raw Women's Champion, Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
You just said Alexa Bliss is defending.
Well, no. No, I didn't.
You really did, though.
No, I didn't.
You really did.
It's okay.
You really did. You
I
said
said
she's defending.
I said reigning defending.
No,
for
they both can't be defending, bro.
No, I said Alexa Bliss versus.
Okay. Check back on the tape. The man said Alexa Bliss defending. I looked at him funny.
Check it
Like,
back.
she's definitely not
Check it back.
defending.
Check it back. Like I said, he's 65 years old.
Another squash match.
Go ahead.
Another squash match. Ronda dominates again. Alexa is just nowhere near on the level. Alexa's probably going to get a few kicks into the so-called injured ribs, and then the armbar happens, done, match is over, Ronda wins.
I mean, do you really have to ask me? Come on. Rousey wins. Rousey wins.
Next match.
Rousey wins. One of the matches that a lot of people are looking forward to for the SmackDown Women's Championship, it's going to be Charlotte defending against Becky Lynch. Who you got?
Here's where WWE drops the ball. Yet again, Charlotte's going to retain due to this incredible build-up of the heel turn of Becky Lynch from SummerSlam, which has been the most well-received thing that they have had in the WWE. And they're going to fuck it up by having Charlotte retain. Because this is what WWE does. They know how to fuck up good things. So they're going to fuck this good thing up too and hold down Becky Lynch's reign again so she can continue this feud and get another match, because again, they're fighting each other again on the Evolution pay-per-view.
Or Superstar Showdown,
a trilogy basically. So I see Charlotte retaining at Hell in a Cell because WWE doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. So they'll get something good going and then they'll just fuck it up with the Becky loss.
I could see them prolonging this. I could see this becoming the new AJ and Shinsuke, where they're going to have a couple of no contested before they have like a big stipulation match on pay-per-view, which will probably be at Evolution, because Evolution needs some type of stipulation matches, so I can see Becky and Charlotte filling that role. But that is not to take any shade or any slight against the build-up to this match, because it has been one of the better build-ups going into Hell in a Cell.
It really has.
The work of Becky Lynch since her heel turn has been awesome. # Tru Heel Becky, because she has been delivering as a heel 100%. But the rumor right now is that we might get a double turn. We might see Charlotte go to the heel side and Becky go back face. What do you think about that?
How?
Well, I mean,
like, I don't get it. Like, how? Becky's a badass bitch.
Well,
and then what is Charlotte gonna do? Like, she's gonna
the crowd is already against Charlotte. Charlotte is basically
this is what I mean by WWE fucking shit up.
Well, that's WWE should have saw this coming, that they had Charlotte basically as the entitled superstar, and Becky was the one always getting
Well, that's
slighted.
what happens when you make a woman a 7-time women's champion in a 2-year span.
Well, yeah. I mean 3 years, but who's counting? Anywho, I got it being a no contest, but if I had to pick one, I would say Charlotte gets to win by disqualification against Becky Lynch.
You don't get to pick draws on Tru Heel Heat.
I know, that's why I said Charlotte wins by disqualification. And we have the other non-title match, but the reason I didn't refer to it before, because this one has a big stipulation a part of it. We have Randy Orton going one-on-one with Jeff Hardy in a Hell in a Cell match. This rivalry that's been building up ever since Randy Orton returned at Extreme Rules, it pays off coming at Hell in a Cell in Jeff Hardy's first ever Hell in a Cell match. Who do you got?
That is amazing that this is his first Hell in a Cell match, though all the time that he's been in the WWE, with all the feuds that he's had in the WWE. It's actually quite interesting that this is his first ever one.
Well, I was actually making this point to our production staff earlier, that Hell in a Cell has lost all types of meaning since it became a pay-per-view. Now, anyone if you've been an upper mid-carder to a main eventer, you've basically been in a Hell in a Cell. But the first ever Hell in a Cell pay-per-view came in October of 2009. Jeff Hardy left the WWE in August of 2009. Thus why Jeff Hardy has never been in a Hell in a Cell match. Because when Jeff Hardy was in the WWE, Hell in a Cell actually meant something. It actually was the end of a rivalry. The last Hell in a Cell that truly meant something was in 2008 at SummerSlam, Edge versus Undertaker, because that ended their feud. That was the last time Hell in a Cell meant anything.
So this is what WWE now. You get a Hell in a Cell. You get a Hell in a Cell. You get a Hell in a Cell. Everybody gets a Hell in a Cell match.
Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell for everyone, but Jeff Hardy, he needed this one. I'll give him that. But I can see Randy Orton getting the win after Jeff Hardy does a big crash and burn. Because that's what this whole match is about.
This is definitely Vince's boy winning this match. This is Vince's pick match right here. This is the only thing that Vince has paid attention to on SmackDown, because Randy Orton is his baby. So Randy Orton is definitely picking up the win in this marquee matchup because Jeff Hardy's just not going to get it done. I agree with him. Jeff Hardy's going to probably try to do a big ass either whisper in the wind or swanton and crash through something, and then Randy Orton is just going to pick up the pieces and win.
RKO. He's going to catch him. He's going to catch him on a dive. RKO through the table. Randy Orton wins. So we got the big two matchups to close out the night. The big two titles. We got first the WWE Championship, which this match is probably the most personal, the most heated rivalry going into Hell in a Cell, and is not in a Hell in a Cell match. We got AJ Styles defending the WWE Championship 300 plus days as WWE Champion. He's going to be going up against Samoa Joe. Who do you got?
As I stated before, I believe AJ Styles is going to have a 500 plus day reign as champion, which means that this run is not going to be over at Hell in a Cell. Very, very hard fought match, very suspenseful, but I see AJ Styles pulling off the victory. And he is just going to continue this run because I still see AJ Styles being champion at WrestleMania 35. So the only way that happens is by defeating your opponents, and Samoa Joe is another opponent.
I really want Samoa Joe to win the WWE Championship. Number one was the promo that he cut on the Go Home show doing the story time. Night, AJ, night.
Samoa Joe's owned.
And the old Wendy, I mean, he's been the best on the mic in 2018 by a long shot. The best on the mic in 2018, especially in WWE, has been Samoa Joe. I really want to pick Samoa Joe, but I don't see AJ becoming a 500-day champion, but I do see AJ holding on to it until Miz wins the WWE Championship. So I do see AJ Styles defeating Samoa Joe, as well as the fact that they already are scheduled for a rematch at Superstar Showdown. It does seem like it is appropriate. But they could also have Joe win here and then him winning back at Superstar Showdown. So
waste.
This is what happened when WWE books 3 shows at once.
Pay-per-view is such a waste.
Finally, we have our main events. They are building it as the last encounter between Roman Reigns, our Universal Champion, as he defends against the Money in the Bank, Mr. Money in the Bank himself, Braun Strowman, who cashes in a Hell in a Cell match in the main event at the pay-per-view. Who do you got?
Clearly, the last encounter means Roman is retaining. Duh! Because if Roman loses, there's a rematch clause, which means they would have to face each other again. Roman's retaining. It's that simple. WWE, you're so fucking dumb with these stories because clearly if you just said it's the last time ever that they're going to have this encounter, they're not facing each other no more, which means Roman's retaining. Like, how simple is this?
Well, you know, the WWE last time ever means jack squat.
Mm-hmm.
Means jack squat.
Go ahead.
But I see Roman Reigns getting the victory. Only because this would literally be the worst booking decision ever. Like, we understand, well, at least me, not the average WWE fan in 2018, but me, I understand Roman Reigns is their guy. Roman Reigns is the guy they're pushing the most. This would be ridiculously stupid if you had him beat the guy who was champion for 500 days to lose the title the next month. It would be utterly stupid, but I don't put it past the WWE. So I am tentatively going with Roman Reigns.
And then they put up the stat of advanced cash-ins, 1-1. I mean, clearly, obviously, I think the two cash-ins was Rob Van Dam, One Night Stand.
Yeah, and John Cena on Raw 1000.
So, I mean, really?
1-1 becomes 1-2.
1-2.
The big dog gets the victory. So that is all for our Hell in a Cell pay-per-view preview and predictions. Let's hear from the Spotlight Nation and the Tru Heels before we close us out.
Steve Salvage has AJ and Joe stealing the show with Becky Charlotte a very close second. Surprise could be Joe winning, not clean, and Charlotte wins via DQ.
That's what I'm going with. I'm going with Charlotte at the DQ. So we're on the same page, Steve. Thank you for that preview and prediction. And our YouTube subscribers, please put in your preview and predictions. We're gonna have great videos coming out this weekend. Our Tru Heel debate of the day is gonna be on Top Guy JJ and SP3's favorite Hell in a Cell match. So we got a Hell in a Cell themed Tru Heel debate of the day, and you can check that out on YouTube this weekend, previewing the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. But anything else before we close out, before I close this out? Tru Heel Heat 17, it is your birthday, Top Guy JJ, so your closing comments.
My closing comments is I'm celebrating another year of life, and thank you to those who obviously shouted me out and gave me some birthday wishes. Very much appreciate it. I can't wait to continue this night again, continue this on. I'm definitely catching Fight Night tonight with Canelo and Triple G Part 2. So that's definitely going to start off the night. And then after that, shots, round 2. So, you know, I'm going into Sunday completely fucking hammered. So, I mean, I'm excited. I just feel blessed to be able to bring in 35 and be doing Tru Heel Heat again. So this is number 17 for us. Damn, so we're almost a year and a half in. That's what it feels like with 17 episodes.
Yes.
And 18 coming in a couple of weeks. So we can start ramping up these episodes to give you guys more content.
Like we said, we're going to give you 2 shows a month now with Tru Heel Heat. So Tru Heel Heat 18 will be back at the end of September. We're going to be previewing Fighting Spirit Unleashed, which is New Japan's next big show in the U.S. We're also going to be previewing Superstar Showdown, which is WWE's big show in Australia with the last time ever between Triple H and The Undertaker, as well as Impact's Bound for Glory. All 3 big shows we're going to be previewing on the next Tru Heel Heat, Tru Heel Heat 18. So we want to tell you guys to join the Tru Heels group page, TRU space HEELS. Become a subscriber to the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. We are so close, guys, to 100 subscribers. We are literally 8 subscribers away. So if you know 8 people, let them know. Subscribe to the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. Like I said, this weekend we're going to have our Tru Heel debate of the day on our favorite Hell in a Cell match, and we're also going to have a bonus Tru Heel debate of the day where we talk about who we think WWE's next big signing from the independent wrestling world needs to be. So Pro Wrestling Spotlight Nation, Tru Heels, go on the YouTube channel and check that out this weekend. But guys, please go on www.prowrestlingtees.com/Tru Heels and get yourself a Tru Heels t-shirt. The Tru Heel Heat t-shirts are coming soon, so check those out very soon, coming to the website. and welcome to the new era of Tru Heel Heat. We are going to be back at the end of September for Tru Heel Heat 18, for Top Guy JJ, for SP3. This has been Tru Heel Heat.